Yo, 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 it's your boy Joe, man. And you tuned into the Co-Pilots episode 81 tonight. And we're going to be talking free agency, some of the stuff that happened around NFL, and as well, we're going to segue into a little bit NBA talk tonight. And so we're going to get right into it, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the podcast tonight. Unfortunately, my co-host Greg, he on the road doing some things. I know he there in spirit, man. Hopefully he might be able to call in tonight, chop it up with him for a minute, for a few. But if you want to chop it up, man, I'm gonna put the link in here, and if you guys want to just come on and just like chop up, talk some sports, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw it in the comment section right now, and you know what I'm saying? Just holler at your boy, man. Push this thing here, get it in here. There you go. So it's in the chat. So if you want to go in and chat, hit your boy up, man. We talk sports and whatever was on your mind on sports, whatever sports topic, man. So we're gonna get right into it tonight. And we're gonna talk about the free agency, man, and what came out in free agency over the course of the last couple of days, and my thoughts and everything. So when I look at just free agency as an overall, when you just look at the NFL, like a lot of teams this year, they really didn't really make a big splash. I mean, you had those the DK Metcalfs and the Devontae Adams. We had those one offs, but if you look at a grand scheme of thing overall, you didn't have that bang that we got. Like we got last year in free agency, and it's still early on, so some deals still could be done. But I think a lot of teams this year winning the free agency, looking at their roster and then addressing like role players, rotational pieces for their team. And a lot of teams are probably going to look at the draft to fill some of their major pieces. But on the flip side, too, I still think that it's still some deals that could be done around here. So I'm going to pull up my list here of some of the most notable free agents on this list. Take that down. And these are some of the names that I thought, some of the teams like Daniel Jones, he's going to be a coach now. So it's going to be interesting to see if he get on the field. Is he going to be competing with your boy Richardson? You got Geno Smith for Raider now, Josh Sweat, and Milton Williams. I think, when you look at both of those signings, I think that's had a lot to do with in regards to that Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They won the Super Bowl, so they had a dominant, front. And so some teams gonna fall in love with them. So, you knew that was gonna happen. And it happens every year with teams. They fall in love with these Super Bowl performances, and they overpay in free agency. And I think Milton Williams and Josh Sweat are kind of like the recipients of that. You know what I'm saying? Another questionable one on this list as well that I want to talk about too is that Lerman Thompson trade. I think a lot of people, in my opinion, I don't think he was worth the value that they gave up. If I was the Commanders, I think that it could have got better without giving up so much. And I think Alonzo Tonzo as well is one of those players that I don't think that he was like a top left tackle, in my opinion. I mean, watching him play in the Texans these last couple of years as a Jaguar fan, maybe I'm being biased, but he had got a lot of false starts holding. He has a lot of mental errors. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I thought that the Commanders gave up a lot for him. But I mean, they got to invest in their young quarterback. Jayden Daniels didn't have to address the left tackle, but I thought I wouldn't have gave it up. But I think when you look at what Nick Caserio did with the Texans, to get that what he got for him, and I know we going into off season, we knew the Texans were going to address their O line. That's what got Bobby Slowik fired in a sense because he couldn't protect C.J. Stroud. So I mean, for them to get that what they got, I thought that was a good thing. So, but let's see what Toronto do in Commanders uniform. See if he can he be that what they gave up. I don't think it's I think it's gonna be bad for the Commanders, man. I don't think that's a good deal in my personal opinion. But they saw fit, you know what I'm saying, give them that money. So we'll see. So some other picks, top picks, and I just want to stick on the Texans right now too for a minute. When you look at the Texans, they was very active in free agency this period, and they went and got C.J. Garner Johnson, which I thought is a nice pick. Now you got three some bona fide corners on that depth chart with Stingley. I forget the other young boy they had last year, and now you bring in C.J. Garner Johnson, so you got to solidify that. And I thought this move, honestly though, too, in my opinion, I thought this was a kind of mimic from the Jag move. Them signing Jordan Lewis. They got to keep up with guys in the division. Not saying that's what they was doing, but it seemed like that. But and we're gonna talk about my Jaguars in a minute too. But I'm just gonna talk around the league for a minute before we start talking about the Jaguars. But I did think the Texans did a lot of stuff in free agency. But I think it is very questionable what they did though. Now they did give up Tonsil, got a lot of assets back, but you're banking on a new offensive coordinator to revamp this O line and this hopefully this don't cost D'Amico Ryans his job. You know what I'm saying? Now we know how the Texans are, what they've done with black coaches in the past. So I mean that's just something that I think we got to look out for. Can they revamp this O line? And they're gonna try to do it like they're gonna do it in the draft free agency. But we have to see if they can do it with a new O coordinator, man. But I think it's a pretty risk. You know what I'm saying? Banking on free agency with your quarterback, man. But we'll see what happens with the Texans and what they do moving forward. But I still think it was a good pickup for these guys. And like I said, Texas was very busy in this free agency. They went and got Christian Kirk, so and I think they went and got they got that for the Tank Dell. He's not going to be here for the whole 2025 season. So you go in and you go get a guy like Christian Kirk that he had his hip injury issues as well, but he seemed maybe a little bit more reliable than Tank Dell. So team that was very active as well. Another team that was very active in free agency was New England Patriots, and they committed a lot of money in free agency. Two of the big guys they went and got was what's the guy's name? I had it written down here. Carlton Davis and Milton Williams, I want to say. So and look what Mike Vrabel, like he's focusing more on defense, and I think you have to do that. Being Mike Vrabel, his background, you know what I'm saying. Being able to come in there, and I think this New England team, and he's going to put his identity, his stamp on it. But they spent a lot of money towards the defense. And I think this defense can actually flip this defense. Mike Vrabel has a way of turning some teams or defenses around. When we seen what he did in Tennessee, so bringing that toughness. But they committed a lot of money, and we'll see. And that's one thing about free agency, man. You don't know what you're gonna get, man. Some of these guys you get, they have that one season, and then the money don't be good. You know what I'm saying? That you commit to them. But some of these guys sometimes they be low key steals. So, but I mean they banking on a guy, Carlton Davis and Milton Williams, was they two big money guys that they paid to come in and help this New England defense. Which I thought this New England defense wasn't that bad last year. They had they moments. Don't get me wrong, but I think as the season went along, the defense did get better. But I mean, I think. But the pieces that they did get, I do fill a lot of holes that they do need on the defensive team. And another team that was active as well was the Bears. And I like what the Bears did. Sort of like what the Commanders did. They went and kind of solidified their O-line, trying to help out the young Caleb Williams. And I think this team did get better in free agency. Now, it's going to be determined how y'all comes on the bay because we all know a lot of teams win free agency on paper, but then come September, and all paying together. But the moves they made made sense, and it looks like they're in the right direction trying to get Caleb Williams on track. But again, you know what I'm saying? It's still early, and it's still a lot of moves to still be made in free agency as well. You know what I'm saying? Another person that stuck out in free agency that changed teams as well is Najee Harris. Najee Harris went to the Chargers on a 1 year deal, man, and he's betting on himself. I think a lot of Steeler fans I had to knew the writing was on the wall. You know what I'm saying with Najee. He didn't really live up to the potential of what he was signed. He had some solid seasons, but I think what they picked him at, I don't think he was the potential. So they let him walk. So he did get a 1 year deal. Um, a team that's very interesting as well too. In talking about a team that it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, and there are reports out there that was linked to Aaron Rodgers, and they may be trying to sign him. And then obviously we know they got DK Metcalf. Justin Fields, we know he went to the Jets, which now leaves us to know what's going on. Now I don't know what happened to free agency. I was preparing for this show, and writing a lot of this stuff down, trying to do my research. So I don't know if anything has transpired since then. But the last time I heard was they was in talks with Aaron Rodgers, and I think with a move like this, um, this could be very detrimental to Mike Tomlin, coach career in Pittsburgh. To pull the trigger on getting a guy like this and it don't work. You just went down this rabbit hole of quarterbacks that you've been going down rabbit hole quarterbacks from Kenny Pickett. He didn't work out there. Mason Rudolph, didn't work out. It just seemed like for the last couple of years, they've been having a rotation of quarterbacks, and it just seems like that's the piece that they're just missing. I don't know. You go Aaron Rodgers route, man. If it's me, he showed you what he was with the Jets. You know what I'm saying? I think a team that's going to do that, they desperate. If you want to take Aaron Rodgers, man, and I don't think if I was the Steelers, I'd go that route. Now you still got Russell Wilson on the roster. What you do with Russell Wilson? Do you feel like he can get you over in year two, maybe tweak some things? But again, they lost their left tackle to the Texans. Not Texans, the Titans. The guy, but they didn't even try to re-sign him though. So, which I want to bring up that's going to be one of my points next. But it's just I don't know, Steeler Nation, man. What you guys gonna do, man? It's a lot going on here, man. Mike Tomlin. We know he's gonna get a winning record, but can you get past the first round of the damn playoff? That's been y'all thing, man, and I don't know if going the Aaron Rodgers route is the right way about it, guys. Just think about what he's done over the course of these last couple seasons. Even with Green Bay, man. He stunk it up with them going out the door, man. It's just, do you want that drama? I think is what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? And if this Tomlin willing to do that now, don't get me wrong. I think if anybody that can get him right is Tomlin, no question. But if you asking me, shit, the Steelers go all in on Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, speaking of other people, I think I did talk about Daniel Jones and the Colts. Let's talk about Dan Moore. Yeah, that's who. Dan Moore, left tackle. He was for the Steelers, and the Titans signed him to a big deal. And they forked up a lot of money. Now, granted, they need it. They gotta protect. Whoever their quarterback gonna be, they gotta have somebody to protect them. So whether they gonna go at Will Levis, Shedeur, Travis Hunter. Now reports are that the Titans early on was trying to move off from the number one pick. So it kind of give you an indication that they're probably not going to go quarterback, but who knows? Draft, things change, between now and the draft. So whoever they're gonna have a quarterback, they gotta have somebody to protect. And so, they went and got Dan Moore. I think it's sort of a risky move because, like I say, the Steelers didn't even try to re-sign him. So is he damaged goods? Kind of like what in the situation with the Texans, with letting them the trade of Laremy Tunsil was damaged goods. Could it be the same thing with the Steelers? I think that may have a little bit to do with Dan Moore, but again, the Titans, they had no choice. They had to sign somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it was either they sign, they keep what they got, but they got to upgrade, So you got to go out there. You got the money to spend. You got to pay it. So and the price of doing business in free agency, you're going to overpay. And I know a lot of time analysts always they try to get on teams for overpaying, but they know the game, man. Y'all know the damn game. Y'all know you have to overpay. Dan Moore, the Titans had to overpay. That's just bottom line, man. But a left tackle is a premium position in the league. You need somebody to protect your quarterback. You're gonna pay. So I know a lot of people's getting on them about that, but they know the game, man. It is what it is, man. Sam Darnold, another guy, that is on a new team with the Seahawks, and I think that this move right here, I think Sam Darnold did the right thing, man. I mean, they did what they did. He's betting on himself, man. I mean, I don't think and I also think the Minnesota did the right thing as well too. They drafted a young quarterback in J.J. McCarthy that they feel like, hey, he can be the future of the franchise. Let's not hold him back. And this is a similar situation. It brings me back to a situation back in with the Chargers when they had a quarterback in Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying? On the bench, young quarterback, and Drew Brees had a good season. Now I think he had 2 good seasons before he dipped, but good season, and so similar situation, man. I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. Can he have that type of Drew Brees type of career? You know what I'm saying, and bounce back and be a good quarterback in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? And it's looking like that he could, but he's going to the Seahawks. And I think the quarterback over there, McDonald, I think is their coach. I think he can get a lot out of Sam Darnold, man. People seen that this guy can be a quarterback, and it took the stigma off of him because a lot of people was wanting this guy to root to fail, and he didn't. And for this guy to go out and he got him a contract out of it, man, says a lot, man. So I think Sam Darnold's gonna do well with the Seahawks, man. But it's good to see. And another person I want to talk about quarterbacks too is my boy Justin Field. He has his homeboy in Garrett Wilson now, who he played with Ohio State. He can throw the ball too. Some familiarity there. They're gonna get this guy some weapon. I think Aaron Glenn, new head coach, brother by the way. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he's gonna get the Jets right now. Still in a tough division. The king of the East right now is the Bills. Do I think they take that next step next year? But I think they can be a very competitive team, and it's future for the Jets, man. I'm rooting for I'm actually rooting for Aaron Glenn, brother, man, doing his thing. Still need some more weapons. We don't know who's going to stay on the roster. It could be a purge. And speaking of purge, the 49ers, man, I mean, they just gutted their talent. The last time I checked, it was 10 players that's predicted to be gone off this roster. Just to name a few, we know about Debo Greenlaw. He went to the Denver Broncos. Tre'Davious Ward, he's a now coach. Frank Uchek, just he's projected to be released. And there's a lot, man. A lot of key core players from the 49ers team is not going to be on this team. So, which you asked me the question that, the 49ers in rebuild mode right now, man. They're trying to build this team on the fly. I think Luke Farrell from the Jaguars signed with them. He's going to be one of their tight ends. So, he'll be part of that new look 49ers team. It's going to be interesting to see what Kyle Shanahan to do. And I think, honestly, though, when you really think about this 49 team, it was about time for a reboot, man. They had a miraculous run. Went to what, two Super Bowls? Some deep playoff runs, and unfortunately, they just couldn't cash in. So, when you look at it, sometimes you just gotta just look deep down, and then after the way the year finished this year, where you didn't even make the playoffs, maybe it was time for a reboot. And I think Kyle Shanahan to get it done. He'll get his team back competing. But right now, man, I think the Rams is the team to beat in that division right now, man. With the addition of Devontae Adams, Matthew Stafford. Now I think he got some weapons over there, man. And I think, with Jared Verse and Brayton Fist on that front, the Rams look like will be the team to beat in the Western in the NFC West. I'm sorry, I said AFC West, NFC West this year for this team. And again, 49ers, man, it's just 49er fans, man. I feel for y'all, man, because it's gonna suck probably this year. I don't think you guys are gonna have it will shock me if you guys have a winning record. I mean, I do think you guys compete. Because Kyle Shanahan gonna have his guys compete. They gonna, but I don't think you guys gonna. This team won't be in the playoffs this year. That's all I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Man, I think I talked about a lot with the free agency. And I haven't talked about my Jazz yet. So let's talk about my Jazz, man. And a lot of the fans I know was tripping about some of the moves we made. But man, you gotta look at the pieces here that we got, man. All these pieces that the Jaguars got that we signed. I know we signed Jordan, what his name is? Jordan Lewis. Yeah, Jordan Lewis is probably one of our biggest signings. You know what I'm saying? And the McCarty kid from the Baltimore Ravens, and I think we picked up another guy in the secondary and safety spot too. That was one of our big signings, man. Now, like again, if these none of these pieces are flashy pieces, they're not pieces that you want to write home about, and they're not the guys that we thought we were gonna get. But you gotta understand that what the Jacksonville Jaguars is doing is that they're building foundational pieces that are going to help us. Yeah, we went and got a guy in the slot. He was probably the highest paid slot in the free agency market. And you got motherfuckers like ESPN already hating on it, not understanding moves and all that. They're gonna hate. We know they're a bunch of haters, but it was a good move we needed. You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars defense last year, horrific, man. It was bad. This defense was getting gashed, man. Got the gash play. We made quarterbacks look like we made average quarterbacks look like Tom Brady last year, man. It was bad. And I mean, and so whatever help we get on defense is a plus. But I think overall, when you look at the guy that we got, and shout out to Jen Jad for this stat because I didn't know Jen Jad and go. He's another content creator. Which to go to his channel. He has a lot of great job information. And he pointed this out on his channel that this guy McCarty, he's played at every position on the line, guard, center, and tackle. And I mean that's a plus because I mean this guy's a versatile guy. He can play anywhere. He's a smart kid. That means that he can pick up this offense and read things like that. And I think that's something that we need in this Jacksonville Jaguars line. Somebody like that. We need more guys, versatile guys that can play multiple positions, or guys that can just get out there on a consistent basis. And injuries. I think that's the biggest thing too. This O line, just the injuries, it took a toll over the last 2 years. We didn't have a lot of depth. Guys was getting hurt, and then not with spotty protection. So I thought that was a plus, man. And granted, like I say, when O line, D lines guys get signed, we don't really hype these signings up, but these are like I say, you got to start building in the trenches first, man. And I think that's what the Jacksonville Jaguars doing. They're trying to get the trenches. They're trying to build this thing, the right way. And then I think when you look at it too, Jacksonville Jaguars already have some pieces. Also, too, they went and got Demonte Brown. Now, Demonte Brown is not like a wide receiver that a whole lot of people know about, but I mean, from what analytics say, this guy can be great in our offense. And so I'm just gonna say from an analytics standpoint, a lot of people might not get it, but one stat is this guy he know how to make guys miss tackles. Of some of the attempts that he had 45 attempts last year or something like that, and he had 13 missed tackles. So that's a pretty high clip when you look at missed tackles for a wide receiver. He's seems like he's gonna be the guy that's gonna be by with Brian Thomas at the number 2 slot. Maybe him and Parker Washington figure that out. Who's gonna be in the slot? Who's whatnot? But I say some of these signings are just they're just they're not splashy names. Again, I keep saying that, reiterate, but these are going to be pieces that are going to help us down the line. When it comes week 12, when we fighting for that playoff spot, we trying to secure the division. These guys are going to be key contributors in that. And again, it's still early, Jaguar fans, man. I hear some of you guys already, in the comment section in these groups saying, man, they already messing up because they let go Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk. You gotta trust the front office, man. You have to trust the front office. We trust Trent Baalke, and we gave him his grace. We got to give this guy James Gladstone, Tony Baselli, and Liam Cohen these guys the chance to get this to fill this roster out, man. Again, this roster is gonna look a whole lot different in 2025. And you know, just looking at, I know a lot of people look at a lot of production went out that window, you know, out that door. You know what I'm saying? A lot of production. Christian Kirk, a lot of production he did. Elvin Ingram, probably one of the more productive tight ends we had in Jaguars history. Out the window, out the door. So I know a lot of Jaguar fans might work, but you know, you just gotta, just like I say, you gotta trust the process, man. We have to trust the process, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to trust the process. You know? So with that, man, check the comments to see if we got any comments. Like I said again, man, get in the comments, man. Let me know your thoughts, man. If you want to come on, man, like I say, got it here, man, in the group chat. Click on the link in the group chat if you want to come on. And also, man, I dropped a video a couple days ago about the face of the NBA. Man, y'all go check that out on my YouTube channel, man. Because we're going to roll right into the segue into the NBA, man. We're going to talk some NBA talk, man. And I want to talk about something in particular, man, is we got to start putting some respect on Oklahoma City and freaking Cleveland name, man, because I feel like when you look at the grand scheme of things that a lot of teams are not respecting them, man. And like everybody's talking about the Lakers, and no doubt the Lakers have been playing great over the course of the last 2 weeks or so, man. But throughout the course of the season, man, and I doubted them too. I'm not gonna sit here and say I haven't, because I'll be lying and say I did. Oh, my bad, I didn't mean to do that, guys. Sorry about that. I doubted them too. And so, I mean, I just think that Cleveland, man, they're built perfect. Kenny Atkins, I think he deserved to get Coach of the Year. This coach is very underrated, man, because he should have been the coach that coached KD, Kyrie, and them boys when they was up there in Brooklyn. But you know, KD, they wanted to go with the new guy and Steve Nash, and I think that would have went a whole lot different if they would have had Kenny Atkinson coaching. That's no story for another day. But what he's doing in Cleveland, man, is to be commended. I think the biggest thing with a lot of people that look at Cleveland is the fact that we've seen this act before with Donovan Mitchell. When he was in Utah, I want to say one of those seasons they had either like the number 2 or number 3 seed in the West, and had, you know, they had, you know, home court advantage. You know, went and won the first playoff game. They got to the second round and they lost. You know what I'm saying? And so he's led this to some playoff teams. I mean, Donovan Mitchell has gotten Utah to the playoffs. Now, it was crazy that they let him go, because when they brought Danny Ainge over to Utah, obviously Danny Ainge didn't believe he can win with him. You know what I'm saying? This guy has a proven track record of building a franchise in the Celtics, and he played in his league himself. So I think I can respect his acumen evaluating talent. So he got rid of Donovan Mitchell. So it's to see if he can get it done with the Celtics this year. I mean, I'm sorry, mind racing, with the Cleveland Cavs. You know what I'm saying? And see if he can get it done. And I don't know, man. I mean, they're on a 10-game winning streak right now that nobody talking about. But I mean, again, man, that's what I think. Well, a lot of the critics and, you know, analysts stuff, they look at Cleveland and say, I don't know, we got to see if we look in the playoffs. But with the OKC team, there should be no doubt in this team. This team was good last year, and they just followed up again this year. And what's a stat out there that a lot of people don't know? This is the number 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I got written down here. They are top 10 scoring. They're top 10 in scoring, and they're the number 2 defensive team in all of the NBA. That says a lot. When you look at the way they played on Sunday against the Denver Nuggets and how they just manhandled those guys, man. I mean, you know, this core guys remind me so much of the baby Oklahoma City Thunder back in the day when you had KD, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook, man. This combination of Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and SGA, man. I like what I'm seeing with these young boys, man. And now, you know, and they have to prove themselves too. But I think this team right here, they're prime, and I think they can actually make it to the finals, man. You know, I know. I mean, I'm not gonna rule past now. I know a lot of people gonna say don't put them past the Lakers or the Warriors, but man, those teams are still a lot older teams, and I think these young boys can run these boys out the gym, man. Man, the way they play defense and they get out there on the both sides of the ball, all in your face. They can run the court, and these guys can the Lakers run the court like these guys up and get up. You know what I'm saying? Now they got Luka now. No concern, and that's another story. But I just want to just really say that we've been sleeping on these two teams, man, throughout the course of the season, man. And I know a lot of people also feel like Jokic should be considered for MVP. Don't get me wrong, Jokic is having a phenomenal career, year this year as well. But I think we could give it to SGA. He number one seed. He's averaging like on some ridiculous streak, 40-point games. He's doing something different, and I think that if SGA was to get this year, he would be well deserving of the MVP. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And also, well, I think another person as well could get MVP as well is Donovan Mitchell. If he could just close it out, man, and really take it to the next. I mean, even if he gets to the team to the Eastern Conference Final, I ain't even say he gotta make it to the final because I think everybody still think the Celtics gonna do that. I got my reservations with the Celtics too because they give up a lot of big leads. But I think the Celtics are the team. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. The playoff race is heating up in the NBA. Some teams, I just been looking at. Some teams that I'm interested to see what they're gonna do, like the Bucks. What have they gonna do after the trade deadline? They've been relatively quiet. They're still sitting at that, I think, at the third or fourth seed spot. It's Damian Lillard and Giannis gonna turn this thing up, man. You got rid of Chris Middleton. You got a younger guy, Kyle Kuzma. I think the biggest question with me with the Bucks, bro, is Doc Rivers. I think this guy has gotten so many job opportunities. He has not been able to deliver on them, man. Can he do it? This is by far one of his more talented teams he's had. And I'm trying to sit here and say if I compare it to that Lob City team with young Blake Griffin and Chris Paul. But I would say, as far as generational talents that he has collected, like this is probably the more better one. I would give it to the Bucks because I don't think he had a talent like Giannis. Nor he have a guard like Damian Lillard. Chris Paul was good, but as far as on the offensive side, I would say, you know what I'm saying. But Doc Rivers got to get it done, man. If he can't get it done here, man, I don't think he need to be in coaching no more, man. He got to get his ass up out of there, man. That's what I'm interested to see in the Eastern Conference, man. And also too, my Orlando Magic, man. We're sitting in the AFC spot right now, but you got teams like the Heat and you got teams like the Hawks that been playing fairly well. That's fighting in the play-in. I don't know if Orlando gonna get in the play-in or not, man. The way we're playing, Jalen Suggs, he hurt, and he's a big key. Probably one of our better defenders on the team. This team, we struggle, man. I went to the game the other night, bro, against the Bulls. We just can't bear buckets, man. We play solid defense. We get stops, but we go on stretches where we might go 2-3 minutes with no buckets, just missing, just brick city. And then you have a big lead. You might be up by 9 points, but when you breaking and the other team, you might be getting stops, but you go down, you stop them, then you come down, you gonna score. They stop you, they score. Then you stop them. Then you trading off bricks for a minute. Then they score and they score again. You're not getting baskets. Teams are loading up on Pablo, sending triple double teams that are getting them out. He turns the ball over, trying to play hero ball sometimes, giving up the ball. It's just a whole lot. And Jamal Moses got to figure it out, man, because I think they might fire him after this year, man. You go to the playoffs last year, and then you take a step back. Not only you take a step back, but you're what, 6 games under 500. It's like you take it. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be very interesting. You got to finish up strong, man, because the season is winding down, and I would say I would be trying to get out of that play-in spot, get to the 6. You still got a possibility to get to that 6 seed, Orlando, but you got to start winning games, man. That's the thing, man. You got the Lakers coming here soon, so it's a lot. It don't get no easier. Get what I guess what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of the Lakers have came down to life now. With Brian out, he's gonna be out for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Now this is really Luka's team. Can he really pick this team up? Carry him? I still think he can. But it's gonna be hard because now if you guys start losing games, you use from that, go from that 3 spot to you go into like a 4 or 5. Now you playing, some tougher opponents, So I mean, I don't know, man. This Laker team, I think they still got a chance to still lock up that number 2 spot. Luka, but it's gonna be hard now, man, because it seems like now it's from watching engaging with LeBron being out, it looks like kind of like how the team looked with LeBron there. When it was just LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But when you got both LeBron and Luka on the court, it opens the floor up so much that these guys can hit shots. So it's just now. So I don't know, man. But they gotta hold on to. They gotta at least hold it down while LeBron gone, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I want to move into my arrivals and departures. And I want to talk about my departure this week. And my departure this week is Juju Watkins, man. Unfortunately, she lost in the NCAA tournament on Sunday. She went off the first half, and they locked her up. UCL locked her up the second half. She couldn't do nothing, and ultimately, they end up falling. And she still had a phenomenal season. She broke a lot of records. I think she's broke Caitlin Clark's record or whatever, But she still had a good season. We'll see what she do next year. But yeah, this is gonna be a little stain on her jacket because I know critics gonna talk and want to try to put the narrative that she's not Caitlin Clark because she didn't win. But I still think she had a great season. And for my arrival this week, I'm going to go with free agency, man. A lot of these guys got new contracts in the legal tampering period, man. And hope you guys live up to some of their contracts, man. What they got. And so with that being said, man, this concludes Co-Pilot episode 81, man. Get in, subscribe to the channel, man. Also, man, we listen to it. You can listen to it on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Music, Google, everywhere, man. We are on all Spotify. We're on all streaming services, man. So, I want to thank everybody for the love and support, man. If you came and tuned into the pod today, man. I love you guys. And stay tuned, baby. Peace.